show. Welcome everybody to Meowy Hour. I'm your host, Arden Moore. This show is brought to you each and every week by the Cat Fancier Association. And joining me on this very festive Meowy Hour, first, Santa Paws! What? Santa Paws is making an appearance. Santa Paws also goes by the alias of Pet Safety Cat Casey, and he's rocking it in his Santa Paws outfit. And hiding up here, you want to get some coat. Come here, Rusty. Rusty, he's way up here. Hang on a second. I'll grab him. Thanks, sweetheart.
Yeah, we got cats all around us too, but they're just out of reach.
Yeah.
All right.
And they're not
joining
dressed.
us is our second Santa Paws, rocking it in his red and white with bells, Rusty the Performer. I also at this time am honored to salute the co-pilots on our show. First up, we have Kathy Black, our all-breed judge for the CFA. Merry Christmas.
I have Grumpy Cat on today.
There you go, with a little bell on it. That's pretty cool. And also joining us is all-breed judge for the CFA and editor of Cat Talk, the witty, the remarkable Teresa Kiger. Merry Christmas, Teresa. And guys, you see some people in our show, and you're going to see lots of cats.
Oh, wow.
We have more than one. And I am, of course, talking about the dynamic feline duo of Jessica and John Bartlett. Let's give it up for them. Pause and applause. So we're going to get in a festive mood. We got to. It's Christmas. I know it's 2020, guys, but let's be full of jolly and be glad that we have some cats in our lives. So to kind of get you in the mood, apologies to the singing. All of us are going to now sing the final stanza for the 12 days of catness my human gave to me. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. Ready, guys? On the 12th day of Christmas, my cat gave to me. Ready? 12 cardboard boxes, 11 tins of tuna, 10 lizards sleeping, 9 lasers singing, 8 mice squeaking, 7 swimming, 6 cat mouses, 5 shiny things, 4 paper bags, 3 scratch posts, 2 belly, because the third I'll bite.
I'll bite you on the third one.
And ready, guys? And a partridge in our tree. Oh my gosh. You know what? I do not think America's Got Talent is going to be calling us.
I am not quitting my day job.
All right. But you know what? Think of the oxytocin levels right now in all of us. Our little cuddle hormone is on high because the art of singing and the art of thinking good things about a cat is a great way to boost your mood. Don't you think, guys?
Absolutely.
And the editor and me, and I'm sure Teresa, did you catch the typo? The extra, there was 11 tins of tuna.
Well, we stuttered. You're stuttering.
All right, so let's get this party started. Again, I want to thank everybody for being here. Tell your friends. Great news, guys. We've got some cool guests coming. One more final show for the 2020, and we're going to keep going in 2021. That's great news. We have a trivia. We know the deal. We always give away, when we can, prizes. Rusty and Casey are trying to eat my treats. So the winner, the final prize from Furniture, which is in St. Paul, Minnesota, this cool cat tree. It doesn't matter if your cat is as tall and long and legged as Casey, they all love to curl in this. So we're going to give away the final one from them on the show. And hang on, I just dropped my treats because if I don't pick them up, Rusty's going to eat them all. There. Ah, look what I did. Okay. All right. So here comes your question, guys. If you know the answer, my special guest, do not say it. You promise? John, your lips are sealed? Okay. This is as of 2020. Here comes the question. Name the highest grossing Christmas movie of all time. At this point, it's up to $511 million. So which show was the top? Was it A, The Grinch from 2018? B, Home Alone?
The first one?
C, Polar Express. Or D, Elf from 2003. The winner, start getting your answers in now, is going to get their paws on this furniture, which is the cat's meow. They all love it. In fact, Casey and Rusty sit in it during the show. So again, your choices are A, The Grinch from 2018. B, Home Alone, 1990. C, Polar Express, 2004. Or D, Elf, 2003.
I liked all 4 of those shows.
Yeah, did you all watch these shows? Yeah.
Hey, Arden, one of our listeners on Facebook said what I was thinking. What happened to Die Hard?
That's the good one, yeah. Sorry, Bruce, didn't make the cut. All right, now, you've been waiting all week for the answer from last week's trivia, and here comes the question. And you can try to answer this one, you two, Jessica and John. Okay, so what was the name of the town in which the late, great Grumpy Cat lived? And look at Kathy, she's wearing Grumpy Cat in honor of this great cat. What city was he from? It's in Jersey.
Ooh, I don't know that.
Are you going to give us a multiple choice?
No, we already did last week.
All
right. We got a choice.
Jersey City.
Jersey City, good try. Morristown.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah. So, Kathy, take it away. I think we had a couple winners. What's the deal? Tell us. She keeps track of this stuff.
Okay, well, we gave away the desktop furniture, and that went to Prudence Bailey, who just happens to be in Minnesota. So that was good.
Yay.
And then during your questions with our guest, we had 2 winners chosen to get the books.
Oh, okay. From Amy Sojai.
Amy Sojai, right? And that was Barbara Finley, who I've not heard from yet.
Barbara, you're going to be on Santa's naughty list.
Oh, yeah. You're calling your stocking. And Cindy Rogers, which I have heard from. So Cindy Rogers and Barbara Finley were the winners of the book from Amy. So Barbara, get a hold of me, okay? Thank you.
Okay, yes, and her email is kathy.black@yahoo. So you get it, please respond to Kathy and she'll get you the goodies. All right, the main part of our show, again, is always we highlight cool cats that are doing great things for felines everywhere. And I am honored that we have a dynamic duo in the house today, and they're newlyweds. I'm talking about, of course, Jessica and John Bartlett. And you're like, Jessica Bartlett?
A lot of people are like, don't know who that is.
For years, you knew her as Jessica Dwyer, who has a professional pet sitting business in the Seattle area called Whiskers at Home. And way back in 2015, she was a co-winner of the Business of the Year for the National Association of Professional Pet Sitters, which I think has the greatest name for any cat lover, Naps. Only with 2 P's, right? So please welcome to our show, Jessica and John. And if you look behind them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I'm going to ask Jessica, solve that letter mystery, because Vanna White would be very upset. I only see 1 vowel.
Yeah, only 1 vowel, and half of them end with IE, or with a Y.
So what are they? People want to know.
Oh, okay. The names. Okay, so Dorian is the oldest, and that's originally John.
They're named after our cats. These are for our cats.
Oh, those are named after our cats. And then they each get a stocking, of course, and there's each something in it for them because they're our babies. So we've got Dorian, who's 17, who's originally John's, and then Eddie, who was just here, the white one. He's originally mine, and he's 15. And then we've got Libby. And then we've got, we're going in order. So we only have 2 boys. So we've got Libby.
Oh, 2 boys.
That's it. And the rest are girls. It's a handful. And then
Wow.
we've got Trillian, who is YouTube famous and Facebook famous. It's originally John's beautiful blue snowshoe. And then we've got Ruthie, who's a handful and a half, and then we've got then some, and then we've got help me out here, dear. We've got Penny, who was just here a little while ago, and then we've got Bea and Nakia, who came from Tiny Kittens up in Canada, and so they have a huge fan following. And then we've got Harley, who was our newest, and we just adopted her 2 months ago, and she's sweet as can be, and she's ours. She's like, our first baby together.
Oh, that's good. John, tell people about the critter room. And I did something to my thing that I've just minimized everybody. So this will be hilarious as I try to get back on. Oh, there I am. Okay.
Critter Room is a page that I use for my fosters. It's on Facebook and YouTube as the Critter Room. And I post pictures and videos and have a 24/7 kittens foster kitten cam. Right now, we don't have fosters, so it's showing a highlight reel of past fosters. It's like a kitten cam DVD.
How long have you been doing this kitty cam?
Since 2011.
Wow, that's a long time. And you have about how many loyal people tune in?
I've been up to 20,000 viewers, but right now it's averaging around 50 to 100.
At
But you have about
At any given time, yeah.
Yeah, but you have a lot of followers. How many Facebook followers do you have for the critter room?
Actually, I don't know.
It's about 40,000, just around that.
46,000. I just did my.
46.
Wow.
Checked it out. I checked it out. So people are, with Zoom, you were doing this before Zoom was even anything. So what motivated you to say people want to spend time looking at kittens they don't even know in a room playing?
No, it's like I wanted to see how my semi-pharaohs were acting in the room, so I got a camera, and then I got to thinking, why not let other people watch it too? And it started out with probably like 4 to 5 people watching, and then it became a viral sensation on the internet, and one thing led to another. And it's like I'm the first 24/7 kitten cam to last more than one foster, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
Yeah, there's
It might
nothing
be-
better than a bunch of kittens playing.
And guys, Kathy knows because many of the folks with Cat Fancier Association are raising kittens. So what do you think about his kitty cam that he has, Kathy?
Well, I mean, a lot of breeders will set up a camera so we can watch our queens, so we know when they're starting to deliver kittens, or we can watch the kittens while we're at work, just to make sure everything is going okay. So I think it's great.
That's what I use it for.
Yeah, I think it's great that John is sharing it with the rest of the world, so they can enjoy all that fun that we get to watch.
Yeah.
Well, I always say that first year in a kitten's life is the wonder year because you wonder where your sanity goes. So there's got to be some crazy things happening, John.
Yeah, it turned into raising awareness for fostering, and there's probably around a dozen kitten cams out there right now that started up after.
Well, thank you for being a trailblazer. And guys, we've got newlyweds in the house. I've known Jessica probably about 6-8 years, maybe.
Oh, I actually think it's longer than that. I think it was, it's around then, but I think it was more 8 or 9, if not more.
Well, you remember when Casey was a kitten, you were at a conference in Dallas.
Yep.
And
I stole him.
you did. I was walking my cat on a leash and this woman came and took my cat. Just kidding.
That's not the full story, but it's close. I took him out of the room.
Yeah, he was being a little obnoxious to Joette White, trying to take her peppermint candy. And so Jessica says, I have this. And what is it about Casey? He was just a kitten at the time. Now he's a man.
Yeah, I mean, he just has the most calm, easygoing personality, and he's just like, all right, I'll go with it. And he was walking around the halls and meeting people, and yeah, he's look at him now. He's just amazing. Yeah.
That's why I call him the feline George Clooney, because the ladies like him and the dudes do too.
Yeah.
But I am so blessed. He's great in pet first aid with me. And he talks at conferences. I'll present and I'll say, what do you think of this, Casey? No, 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 no. So you really dig cats. You could have been a professional pet sitter for dogs, cats, iguanas, birds. What is it about focusing on cats and care at home? Because people, years ago thought, well, just throw some water and a bowl of food and I'll be gone for a week and I'll see a kitty. Boy, that's really a no-no in so many ways, right?
Oh, absolutely. So I started off doing dogs and cats because I was told I couldn't support my business just doing cats. And about 4 years in, it was very clear that, cats were my passion. I was ready to go full in, and I had the baseline of clients to do that. And once I did that, I actually got more attention and more business because I was such a niche market. Niche. And they of course I relate to cat parents because I have so many, but we're really specific. We want things done in a specific way. They have specific behaviors. Wagging your tail doesn't mean that they're happy like it does for dogs.
I think that's called lashing.
Yeah, it doesn't mean they're happy. And so, I just really like catering to their needs and their specific, unique requests. Whatever it may be. We do a lot of butt wiping, believe it or not. We do, a little
really?
Doing a lot of putting a treat in this area and that area. I mean, the list can go on, and really it's just, I thrive on that detail and making sure that the cats are happy.
I'm really curious about butt wiping now. You had me at butt wiping. I always joke that if you look at the back end of a cat, they all look like they're from the state of Ohio.
Oh, that's a new one for me.
Because they got the big O. Sorry, cat breeders.
I wasn't following that. I was like,
me neither. We were thinking starfish or.
Yeah. So tell us the importance of butt wiping because, they're pretty fastidious. But there are times you need to take your job south.
Yeah. Well, anytime that there's a change in a cat's routine, they can get a little stressed, and which can cause, loose stool. And sometimes when you have multiple cats in a home, you have to figure out which cat is it and lift tails and figure out which one's having it, right? But there's also
have really great dreams.
I feel like we live and talk about poop. Oh, we do. Okay, we talk about poop all the time. So anyway, making sure that they're clean, knowing which one's having the soft stool, but also, there's some cats that are older or they're bigger and they can't reach behind and they can't get there and it can cause infection. And so the parents, I have one cat that you say lay down and she literally lifts her leg because that's what they do every day. And you just wipe it away. So
it's like when you have a bunch of cat breeders going out to dinner and we all sit around talking about birthing babies and wiping butts and doing all that other stuff. I'm sure we gross people at the other tables out. So
it's a normal
conversation. Your table. I want to go to your table and you guys' table. Yeah. Well, talk a little bit about this notion. Thank gosh, I think it's getting to be in the rearview mirror. But cats cannot be home alone. Everybody knows that dogs can't practice Kegels forever and they have to go outside to potty. Cats have litter boxes, thank goodness. But you're a cat behaviorist and a very, very talented professional cat sitter. So tell us the dangers and why it's important. If you're going to go finally COVID lifts and you get to leave, why don't you leave your cat home alone? This is not Home Alone feline movie style.
Yeah. I've had some really tragic events happen and I had seen them within 12 hours or 24 hours. Anything can happen at any time. And, I've had, and not just the cats, it's their home. I have pulled up to homes where the parent left the day before and they were in such a rush to get out the door that they left the garage open. So it was open for 24 hours. I've seen, irons left on. I've seen cats get locked in rooms because the parents are in such a rush to get out of the house. that they have no
Oh.
water, they have no litter box, they have no food. And so anything can happen within 24 hours. And I have seen it happen. But of course, you know, you want to give them routine. I think the biggest thing is routine. And so although you're away, they get into a habit of having the same person or just two people coming every day around the same time. So they're waiting for you. They know when their food's coming.
They have invisible watches.
Oh yeah, they're perfect at that. You know, I've had people, you know, feeders. Everyone's like, we're big feeder fans, but we check the feeders daily. And now they have those feeders where you can use your iPhone or whatever and apps. And I've had people in Japan messing around with the apps, and then they don't get fed. They did something, and the feeders never went off. And so, like, there's just every little thing you can imagine, you know, leaks in the house or refrigerators.
What? I think you had a break-in once.
Well, I didn't, thank God I didn't, but I've had friends that have had break-ins, or they've walked in on break-ins. You want to make sure the house looks lived in. There's just, you know, we always say that we are caring for the two most important things in people's lives, their home and their pets. And so
I like that.
You really want to be able to be there every 24 hours, at the very least, every 24 hours.
I always like it when I know the pet sitter has come, because I know the house is secure. I know the animals are all secure. She always will send me a text after she's been here to let me know how everybody is. And so it just makes you feel better knowing that, you know, the house is secure, the animals are healthy and good, and she saw all of them, all their noses. She counted noses, you know.
And they, you know, people, you know, the dogs, you know they love you because they're acting animated. My dog Kona, who's a therapy dog, and it helps me teach pet first aid with Casey, my cat, since COVID goes crazy whenever she sees a human. I need to say hi. But I also noticed in a more subtle fashion, Casey is, you know, when it's been safe for a person to be in the house, even the repairman wearing the mask, Casey's coming up to the repairman going, hey, name's Casey. Been kind of hanging out with Arden and Julie all the time. It's kind of nice to smell some beer coming out of that breath, you know. Kind of pull up your pants a little bit, dude, because, you know, your crack's showing. But otherwise, we're hombres, right? Yeah. So I think cats also love interaction with their favorite humans. Wouldn't you guys both agree? John, what do you think? I'm going to put you on the spot first.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
That's my trademark response.
Okay, I like that.
To the point.
Yes, dear. Yeah, yes, dear.
He knows that one very well.
Okay. But in a non-joking manner, it really does. Stress is a hidden enemy in cats because they don't want to show when they're feeling, So, I mean, when you put a cat in a Santa suit like this, I guess by his body posture, he goes, let me down. Okay, I will. But his tail is up and it's twitching at the top. And he's like, I love you anyway, Arden, even though I have you for my human. But the point is, tell us about the silent stress and why we really have to pay attention to subtle cues and changes in our kitties.
Yeah, so I'm a big fan, especially in pet sitting, because we only are going to see them once a day, maybe twice a day. And we're all about input and output. So we want to know how much they're eating. I like measuring out food. I like seeing them being fed. And then, of course, the litter box, like that's why we scoop it, you know, all the time, because we want to know what's coming out, because that's an indication of their health and their stress.
Good.
You know,
you're being a pet detective, really.
Yes. And then other things, are they not eating? Are they hiding? And that's unusual for them. I've had a cat that I was caring for her for many, many years. And so our relationship was, you feed me, you sit there, and then I'm going to do my own thing. Well, one day she decided to curl up next to me. And I was like, whoa, this is a little weird. Sure enough, she was sick. I had to rush her to the vet. And that was the way she was communicating to me. So at least she trusted me enough to say, hey, I'm just not feeling so good. So there's, you know, anything that's a slight change in their routine. And that's why as a pet sitter, it's so important to get from the parents exactly what is normal, what is, what to look for, what's their history.
Would that be history or history?
Hopefully it's just history, because
Okay.
history, then it's a different story. So but yeah, I mean, even in our house, sometimes we find that depending on what fosters that we have, there's a change in our house dynamic too, because even though the fosters are in a kitten room and they don't interact with them, there could be some cats are very mellow and they put off that mellowness, right? Other cats are very uptight or very this is my place, don't come here, and whatever energy is coming out of that room can affect our house.
Well, that's a parallel, I think, for people like Kathy, who also raise cat breeds, because even though there's a closed door and they can't see one another, they sure can hear and they sure can smell the emotional state, right, Kathy?
Oh, most definitely. And I have been very blessed. I had one pet sitter for over 20 years, and I've had my current pet sitter for almost 20 years.
Wow.
So I've had just two really, in between those two, it was really touch and go, trying to find a good person. But it's, my pet sitter is invaluable. I mean, because I trust her. I know she'll do a good job. I know she knows the cats. I mean, when you live alone like I do, and I shouldn't say that on the air.
And you live at what street and what?
but I mean, when you have, like, I've raised breeds that were all one color, just one color, and like Teresa with the Russian Blues. And my pet sitter was the only other person that knew every cat by name besides me. So
that's great.
If it happened to me, then I realized I hadn't had my pet sitter come in and identify which cat was which. Yep. And that has sadly been the fact in some people that have passed away with Burmese or Russian Blues or Chartreux or something that just comes in one color. They don't know which cat is which, and those could be valuable cats.
Yeah.
So no, my pet sitter, I love her to pieces. She's a great girl, and I really appreciate it. And they're an invaluable service.
Yes. Well, we become part of the family, honestly.
Like, well, I was going to say, I would think that pet sitters are kind of like a cat or dog's favorite uncle or aunt, and not the weird one, not the one that peaches your cheek, but the one that you were like, oh, cool uncle, cool aunt's coming, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And sometimes we have more communication with them than we do with they do with their family members when they're on trips, right? Because we're constantly emailing back and forth. We'll get pictures of what the trip's like. We'll get updates with how the family's doing. Some of them we've known about their grandkids. When unfortunately people have passed. I mean, it's just really we like to consider ourselves partners, right? Because they also come to us when they have questions. Hey, my cat. What do you think about this particular situation? So, or when they're going through, or when they're getting to be geriatric cats, right? Things are changing quite big. And so it's really nice to have a second person to talk about that.
I have a question. My name's Rusty, full name, Rusty the Performer. So Arden's telling me that you guys have something called the Cat Lovers Academy.
Oh, yeah.
Please explain, what the heck is it? Because I'm a brainiac and I want to learn.
Yeah, so I want to go back to the critter room real quick. So one thing about the critter room that John doesn't mention often is that they actually have a kitten cam, a kitten cam conference every year.
Really?
And people from around the world, from Australia, the UK, this is their logo. And they've been doing it for 6 or 7 years, and they've had up to 30 or 40 people come every year and have a conference here in Seattle to see John and to see all the people that they communicate.
So the people that became friends online decided to get together and see and actually meet in person.
When do you normally have it? What time of year?
It's usually around Mother's Day.
Okay.
Yeah, and then also sometimes around the Black Cat Ball, which is part of the fundraiser for Perfect Pals. And so what happened is that he has the community of the critter room, which is huge and powerful. And then, we've got the Whiskers at Home family. And little did we know that they actually are interchangeable. And I don't think they knew that we were getting married or anything like that. And so what we decided, one of my dreams has been to offer cat parent education. Like, I've wanted to do that for 10 or more years, but I get so bogged down with the business when we're so busy, and I don't have the technical abilities like John does with all of the cameras and the computers. So while COVID hit, I was like, I really want to focus on something that's been a dream of mine, which is providing pet education. And so we decided to combine the two communities. And like I said, it's been shocking because everyone's like, I didn't know you two were getting married, but they knew each other separately, right? And so now
so pause, do we part?
Yes. Yes. And, you know, at our wedding, we had our wedding online and we had over 1,200 people watching. And it was from those two communities, you know, being able to see it was really powerful. So
I mean, how did you guys, I'll get to the Cat Lovers Academy in a second, but I know everybody's here is being as curious as a cat.
Yes.
I'll just let the cat out of the bag. How did you guys meet? I mean, talk about a match made in perfection.
Yes.
We met at a Jackson Galaxy fundraiser.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
That's when I found out that one of the cats I had recently fostered that was thought to be pregnant but wasn't, was rescued by her and one of her friends.
Yeah.
And which cat was this?
Morticia. She wasn't pregnant, but it was a big thing, but she's not. And then she got adopted by one of my clients, right? So it was like all full circle. And we had been running in the same circles of, you know, Seattle, you know, Perfect Pals. And a friend of mine had been trying to get us hooked up for years. And it just didn't happen until we actually started talking. So we met at the Jackson Galaxy event, which was kind of fun. And from there, we had the same birthdays. So,
when's your birthday?
Apart. Yeah, July, end of July.
Okay.
And I asked him out for a drink and he said yes. So
you asked him out.
I asked him.
Nice.
So, yeah, remember, he's the computer guy, right? He's not gonna.
But you did the calculations, right, John? You're like, oh, this one computes.
That's pretty close.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So obviously having that love of cats and that need to give good information about cats to have them live great lives.
Yeah.
That's a great basis for a marriage, but there's got to be something else. So what else do you guys have in common? And remember, it's PG.
Oh.
So be kind. But what do you think is the one that made you say, I do?
You know, it's really interesting because when we were dating, it wasn't all about cats. When we started moving in, when we started living together a year ago, our lives then revolve around the cats. But really he was just so, like, you can actually see him on cam. I mean, like, there's a reason why people are following John. He's just very honest and funny, and he makes me laugh all the time. Like, you know, and when I can be
laughter is a good trait to have. Yeah.
Yeah. I could be super grumpy and he'll do something and I'm like, and then I'll just start busting out. Like, this is stuff I've never had in my life before. And so that's, I think, the biggest thing was the trust and the laughter, and just a genuinely good guy. And it comes across when he's like caring for these cats on the critter room, you know, in the critter room.
Yeah, because real men love cats.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where you say, John, your famous words, yes, dear.
Yes, dear.
Correct. And this is going to be good for people. I got married a few years ago and we had to merge the Brady Bunch, the furry Brady Bunch, cats and dogs. And when I brought Rusty home from the Academy conference in late January, Casey was like, really?
Yeah, we have that.
I think I'm going to boycott food for a bit. And guess what? I'm going to leave you in my litter box and it's not going to smell nice. So I had to realize that there was a stress going on.
Yeah.
So tell us, how did you merge 9 cats from 2 households?
Horribly. Like, we
I was like, okay, we'll keep your cats downstairs.
Yeah.
Because we moved them downstairs. Mine were upstairs, and we'll do slow interactions. And
couple weeks, and then all of a sudden I was like, okay, everyone just started coming down, and they all met. And
everything went really well. We were really surprised.
The first month or so went really well. But as soon as my cat Ruthie started to feel more comfortable, because she was getting picked on a little bit by 2 of John's, and as soon as Ruthie felt like her britches, and she was like, oh no, I'm gonna start laying down the law, and that's what she's been doing ever since. And so I think that I would have done it differently for sure, if you know, especially with Ruthie.
Yeah, but isn't that going to help you when you're talking to clients, either pet sitting or with the Cat Lovers Academy? You don't have perfect kids.
No.
Right?
I had to apologize to my parents because B and Ruthie, for the first 6 months, oh my gosh, it was terrible.
Yeah.
They couldn't see each other without posturing or attacking each other, and it's like it reminded me of me and my brother growing up.
Yeah.
We had nothing in common, and we went out of our way to keep it that way. And I had to apologize to my dad for being such a jerk.
Yeah, we did take a step back and we started separating them again. Like, you know, we, especially during like certain parts of the day, like they didn't see each other for, you know, 2 weeks at a time. So we did have to dial it back a little bit. And now they can go nose to nose and sniff. But again, there's some triggers, like the hallways trigger them.
Because there's not an escape as much, right?
Yeah, or down here, down in the family room is still Ruthie's area. And so if B comes down, Ruthie's kind of like, I'm not sure about that. So B has gone on Prozac for it because she was, you know, having, you know, urinating outside. So we've struggled with some of it for sure. With the kitten, it was a little bit different because the kitten was one of our foster whims. And so she had been in the house for a month and we actually had to separate her from her brothers because she was sucking inappropriately on them. And so we put her in the bathroom.
I've had a couple of friends like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we are drinking a little bit. So, you know, but anyway, we put her in the bathroom. So they were doing a lot of under the door for a couple of weeks. They had been interacting. And so the kitten is also very savvy with other cats. And that was the thing. B is not savvy with other cats. B's a little bit on the scale, the autistic scale.
They like to be by themselves. And so you may find subsets that do get along. You know, maybe close to the same age. The older ones are going to have the hardest time, obviously.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think what we're hearing from Kathy and from John and from Jessica, folks, is that you cannot put everything a cat does in a convenient little box and say, this happened, so this is the answer. So you are looking for different clues, and you really are, it sounds like, paying attention to keeping them feeling safe and making introductions on their time schedule, not ours.
Correct.
Yeah. It's like the old, I'm going to date myself here, but like the old Choose Your Destination adventure books. You know, it's like there's
I'm still older than you, John. Go ahead.
There's all kinds of paths that you can follow trying to figure this out. And it's like one little detail can change everything.
Yeah. So it's about resources. So
yes,
you've got 9 cats under one roof.
Yes.
So how do you make it so that mealtime, nap time, playtime, the cats have different levels? How do you orchestrate that? Well, and that's Destiny, by the way. Merry
Destiny.
Christmas, Destiny. I mean, Destiny's 5 pounds of love, canine love, supports all cats, cat ambassador.
We have a lot of cat trees. We have over 24 cat trees in the house. We have probably 15 or more heater beds. The K&H heater beds are our favorite thing in the world.
Because Seattle can get bone chilling.
Yes,
even inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
They each have their own beds, and then we have some timeshare beds. So the master bedroom is a timeshare area. The laundry room is Ruthie's. You know, the living room is B's. Good. We have tons of. I don't even know how many beds. I didn't count that. Lots of scratching posts. Lots of different levels. For feeding time, because we do meal feeding, it's not such a big deal. Like, actually, that's probably when they get along, B and her and Ruthie get along the best, is during meal time.
They can eat side by side almost.
Yeah, eat side by side. They can talk to each other as they're getting ready into the kitchen. So we have a catio. So if they want to go outside, they can be out on the catio. There's just lots of space.
So, and this is not being, you know, I'm not butting into your newlywed life, but how many cats on an average night share your bed?
Well, we had 6 in the room yesterday. So last night. So and then we have 3 cat trees in there, a bench with a heater bed. So last night, I think we had 3 or 4 cats in the bed.
Nakia always sleeps on me, on my legs, and sometimes B will sleep right beside me. Harley sometimes she'll join us and then bail. So,
and then Ruthie's always sleeping on me, and then Trillian will sleep at
her feet.
Yeah.
You actually get to sleep sometimes. You're able to sleep.
Yeah. I actually sleep better when Ruthie's on top of me.
That's sweet.
The weight, you know.
My butt was off the bed last night. I got so many cats. I had no room.
I'm sorry. Hey, talk about the Cat Lovers Academy, because I know you just got, was it the American Behavior College? Or am I doing it right?
Yeah, so I just finished with the American Behavioral Institute, right? And that was kind of a 4 years process of getting my advanced certification. So the Cat Lovers Academy is really, what we've done is we have 8 professors and 1 TA, right? So that's the premise of it. And so our cats are the professors, and they each have their own category that they're going to focus in on.
Okay.
And we're going to just kind of do from, like, you know, Dorian's geriatric healthcare. Penny's all about play. And honestly, looking at 8 cats, each one of them has a pillar of things that they focus on, and that's basically all of it can fall under cat care. So Eddie's is routine, right? So the hope is to each have something that they can offer and start a discussion so that we can kind of build that community. It's only been a month and a half in the works, so we're still trying to find our footings.
Okay. So how do people find the Critter Room, Whiskers at Home, and the Cat Lovers Academy?
So go ahead about the Critter Room.
The Critter, basically all 3, you just type out the name in your search bar.
Yeah. So the Critter Room, you can do YouTube, or you can do on the Facebook page, which is where most everybody is. For the Cat Lovers Academy, you can go to Facebook and do Cat Lovers Academy on Facebook, or go to catloversacademy.com. And then also, and then there's Whiskers at Home, which is just whiskersathome.com as well.
We do have one question before we move on, and it's from one of our faithful fans. How do you deal with a hard to give insulin diabetic cat?
So I've dealt with a lot of insulin cats in my career with doing pet sitting, and I think it's all about trust, right? And maybe you have to decide what the routine is, and can you get it when they're timing, because it's every 12 hours? Can you do it while they're sleeping? Can you do it when they're not expecting it? But it also depends, are you doing testing of the blood? And so that's the tricky part, is how are you testing their blood sugar levels?
The nice thing, those needles are little, so you can maybe touch them somewhere else on the body and distract a little bit, right? To do the quick. Okay.
Yeah. I always found taking the blood test sugars was harder than doing the insulin shots.
Okay, but if people go to Whiskers at Home, you do have some tips and all, right?
I don't have any tips on any of the places, because the diabetic cats really need a lot of time and attention. It's not we have done it, but the hours are difficult for pet sitting when you do every 12 hours. So
it's a case by case.
Yeah, so it's a case by case thing. But I think building trust is super important with the cat on that one.
And speaking of building trust, folks, they sent us 2 little short videos. We want to play a couple of them. The first one, I think, is your cats, John and Jessica's cats, kind of saying Merry Christmas. So, Kathy, it's the one where all the cats are on. You want to hit that screen? I love that you did this.
Thank you.
Oh, there's their wish list. Look at these. I love these drawings, too. All right, and I'm going to move this out of the way. I know one of them, I'll tell you which one my favorite one is. Okay, Eddie, gotcha, baby. Libby, oh yeah, you like the heat, Libby. Yes, clean bathrooms are a must. That's my favorite, Ruthie, treats on demand. I'm hearing you. COVID-19 as in pounds for me. Okay, Penny, play, good. And I love Bug B. Nakia, I like you. You like it.
The baby.
Yeah. And Harley's thinking about others.
Yeah.
All right.
One thing about each of those cats is their topic is something that they're actually based off of.
Yeah, their topic is exactly what their personalities are like. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So Ruthie is actually clicker trained. And so if I don't do what she wants, if I'm not doing what she expects, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, the Cat Lovers Academy, we hope to do a little bit of a clicker games.
Yes.
We call it clicker games. It's but the training is from the cat's perspective, not the person's.
Okay. All right, good. All right. We're going to have you guys hang on, because at this time, I would like to have Kathy Black, an all-breed cat judge for the Cat Fancier Association. And we've got Teresa Kiger, both of them all-breed. They're going to tell us, I was thinking Cornish hens, I was getting excited, but I think you're talking about the Cornish Rex, right?
Yeah, we're talking
about. While you guys do that, I might disappear for just a second, because I'm going to get ready for my cocktail. But take it away, Kathy and Teresa.
Cornish Rex is one of our more unusual looking breeds. It's a spontaneous mutation, meaning that Mother Nature said, hey, what happens if I do this? The original cat was a boy named Callabunker, appeared in a litter in Cornwall, England, hence the Cornish part of the name. Rex refers to that curly coat. Do you remember the Devon Rex that we had a couple of weeks ago? They had a different type of curly coat. And that's the term that we adopted from the rabbit fancy to talk about any breed that has a curly coat. They have and you also probably noticed that really unusual body. They look fragile, don't they, with those fine legs, but they really aren't. They're really very, very muscular. And when they stand, they have this wonderful arch to the back. They have an egg-shaped head with a double convex profile, so it goes down and then down again. And the ears come off of that egg shape of the head. If you look, let's go to the next. There we go. I love this photo of the blue cat in the upper right corner. That really shows you the whippet-like shape of the body. There's a tuck up there at the pelvis, and then there's that arch is natural. When they stand, their body naturally has that beautiful, beautiful arch. If you look at the cat there in the middle, that's a really great photo of the hair of the coat. Cornish Rex only has guard hairs. They have no undercoat, and that's what's curly. Now, if you look, it makes the curl goes into row after row after row. Cornish Rex breeders often call that Marcel waving, after the old Marcel curls that women used to wear in the 30s and 20s. I often refer to it as a wide whale corduroy because that's a little more modern example. And then again with this white cat down at the bottom, you can see, well, or the black cat over here too. You can see those fine legs, but don't be misled. They are powerful, muscular animals. They are active. They are almost bulletproof. If you've got a high activity household with kids, a lot of other things going on, Cornish Rex is going to fit right in. Everything's a play toy to them. Your pencil, that moonbeam over there, it's a toy, and they love to play. They love to interact with people. And there, if you look at that black cat on the far left, you see again that ridging to the coat and the double convex profile. That's a really, really good example of that profile. Hey, Arden's, hey, Jessica and John, what do you think that coat feels like?
I've actually cared for a couple of Devon Rexes. I have not cared for a Cornish Rex, and it was, if I remember, it's been a couple of years. Was it coarse? Is it like?
Not at all.
Soft? Is it very soft?
Is it like petting corduroy jeans?
No, I was surprised the first time I felt a Cornish Rex because that curl is so defined. I'm thinking it's going to be crunchy or something. It is just so soft.
Gorgeous. I love the ears. Oh my gosh.
They are very high active energy cats too. So don't think you're going to get a cat that's going to be sitting around being still. They are I always say they should be like on little satin pillows because those little tiny paws don't look like they should ever hit the floor, but they do, and they're very active cats. But yeah, that really soft undercoat that they have with that real tight wave to it is very distinctive. And I just wanted to quickly show, next week, we're going to talk about the fashionista cats, costume cats, the different things that we have. And there's a lady that breeds Cornish Rex that makes beautiful outfits for her cats. And so just giving you a little teaser here, be sure and join us next week. We've got all kinds of cute pictures of cats in costumes, and we're going to have Brian Pearson, an all-breed cat judge, talk to us about that next week.
Yeah, everybody, it's going to be a feline fashionista. I'm laughing because Casey's taking off his Santa outfit. He just took it off.
That's what happens in the costume contest at the cat shows. They have guess before you get to them.
What a wand!
done.
All right. I love that how many cat breeds are recognized by Cat Fancier Association? Guys,
44,
45.
45. Yeah.
Five.
Okay. All right. So you think about that compared to dogs, where there's over 200 and something recognized by the American Kennel Club. So, there are, but some of them are so unique, like the Cornish Rex versus the Singapura. So they're totally different, or the Maine Coon,
They put a big bulky British short hair.
Yeah. Oh, or like, is this Phoebe?
Phoebe,
Hey,
yeah.
Phoebe. Merry
Hi,
Christmas.
Phoebe.
Merry Christmas, Phoebe. All right, guys.
adorable.
We also want to talk about the fact that Cat Fancier Association has 45 recognized breeds, and they do have shows for them. But if you got a mutt cat like I do, or 2 or 3, and the same with Jessica and John,
Or 9.
you guys are really championing cats like them. And talk about CCW. You guys got to be card carrying members.
Yes,
Come
so
on.
CCW stands for Companion Cat World, and it is our program to recognize the non-pedigreed cats. And when you register your cat for the one-time fee of $13,
It's 13.
and upload a picture, you get a lovely plastic card. You can also get luggage tags and everything else to go along with your cats. And I want everybody to make sure they go to our CFA website. And I just want to show you something real quick. So let me get it up for us. Because when you go to CFA.org, you can also check out all the other programs that CFA does. In addition to CCW, we have feline agility at some of our shows. You can watch this video of a cat doing feline agility. You can hear some pictures that flash.
Look at that athlete right there.
Cats
Cute.
flying
Wow.
through the air, flying through the hoops,
That's Penny.
flipping over. You can find out lots of different information. Everybody be sure you always go to CFA.org for more information on CCW or all our other programs that we have in CFA.
And the CCW, it's $13, one and done. I mean, the cat can live to be Methuselah, guys. That's kind of nice. And the second part is you're getting more and more companies that are giving some sort of a discount or deal if you're a card-carrying member, right, Kathy?
Yes, we work on that all the time. Yep.
It'll break the bank of John and Jessica because they have 9. Maybe Ruthie. Maybe start with Ruthie and Pete.
One a year and start with the
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what do you think of that idea, guys, that CFA is really trying to help all cats?
I think
That's
it's
wonderful.
brilliant. We had no idea. I mean, it's just so great that you're getting the word out like this and making that happen because again,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a portion of your fee goes to a shelter in your area.
oh wow, that's
nice.
even better. Oh my gosh, we didn't know
Mic
that.
drop.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I mean anything to give cat parents resources because there's tons of dog stuff. I just don't believe there's enough cat stuff, and this is another way that we can send people to.
I like that. So John and Jessica, you have homework now.
yes,
Helping
okay.
cats and shelters, okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Because like I said, you have 3 followers, right? I think, right?
Yes, only 3. We had a cat president election in the beginning of November, and we raised our cats raised over almost $3,500 for
Oh,
the
wow.
local shelters. Yeah.
For each one had their own shelter that they
Yeah.
sponsored.
I like that. I really hope you guys can come back on the show.
Oh, we'd love to.
At this time, before we end, we have to do a kitty cocktail. And as you know, I'm a licensed bartender. So while you're getting your cat credentials, I was becoming a bartender, priorities. This one is called the Ho 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 Santa Paws Delight. And if we can pop it on the screen, let's give a pause and applause to the very talented Teresa Kiger. She does all the graphics for each of my cocktails. And it doesn't matter if you have this drink with you guys, but at the end, I'm going to just show you how to make it. But it's got very festive contents of vodka, cranberry juice, simple syrup, cranberries, and that mint or catnip if you want to do it. So to make it, you just get a shaker with ice. Very nice. And the first thing you do is, it's pretty hefty pour, guys. It's 2 ounces of vodka, which is an 8 count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't drive. The second one is you just want the orange liqueur, Cointreau, which is only a ½ ounce, which is a 2 count. 1, 2, gives that nice orange flavor. Then you want to add 2 ounces of cranberry juice. So we got here, that's a 2 ounce. I'm learning to put the lids on because Casey and Rusty come through and then finally you want to add a little ½ ounce of simple syrup. So we go there.
Now, for those without a pour spout, what's a good tip for them to help measure out 1 ounce?
If you don't have a posse pour, you can use like if you have one of these guys, this is 1 ounce, this is ½ ounce. So you can do that. And as you become more imbibed, you can start pacing the count. And with just a regular thing, you can count it out. But measure, please, guys, because you don't want to get too much alcohol. You want to have a good taste. So after you put all this in here, you then give it a good vigorous shake. And you should see the shaker get frosted.
Oh, did you know that?
Which is a good thing. And then there's different glasses to use, but it's the holidays.
Look at you.
So we're going to do this in style with a nice, there you go, a nice festive cocktail glass. And you got to add some things. So here comes your vitamin C, cranberries. You can decorate them. It's kind of fun. You'll be watching people try to get the cranberries out of this. And for a good little clean, go ahead and squeeze the mint together. And at this time, I ask all of us to please raise your glass, whether it's wine, water, coffee, tea, or the ho, 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 Santa Paws Delight. And let us all toast all cats everywhere, especially in 2020. They have been our best feline fur ally. They have kept us sane. They've made us smile. We need to keep them in our lives. They make us better humans. Cheers.
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 Oh, Santa says yes.
Nothing like yours.
So
What?
I drink tastes nothing like yours.
But you know, what do you think about us toasting cats, John and Jessica?
They've been lifesavers to us in so many different ways. You know, I think even before we were married, you know, living single lives and still struggling with our, you know, they're our family. They really are. And
so
yeah.
What's something you can let out that they're going to get for Christmas?
Well, I've already given them their Christmas gifts. So
what?
Yeah, well, you know.
Well, they haven't gotten their stockings yet.
Yeah, so there's something in each of their stockings, yes. But
it's okay. Key towards their favorite, each one's favorite toy.
Yep. But so there's a local shelter that does reflective heater beds and has catnip in them, and that's, you know, I get one every year, and so they got that last night.
Okay. How about you, Teresa?
I have a trivia question because we have 2 prizes to give away.
What's the trivia question?
I don't know. I thought you were going to come up with something.
Oh, I'm going to come up with one. Okay. What is the name of the cat that Jessica and John have been talking about? Not B, but the one that starts with the letter R that has not been real on Santa's good list with other kitties. You know that answer, right, Kathy?
Yeah, and we have 2 of Doc and Phoebe's toys to give away. We have.
Oh, good. That's right. Thank you for keeping me on task. Yes, we had Dr. Liz Bales on our show. She is a veterinarian and inventor of Doc and Phoebe's toys.
Oh,
and
wow.
So we're giving away 2 of those guys. So that's them getting into the bottle. Thank you, Dr. Liz Bales. And what do you think of that prize? Pretty good, right? You guys can't win it because you know the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we were thinking Harley would love that.
We also give the feeders, the hide and feed.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very food motivated.
Yeah, we love I have a lot of clients that use something like similar to that, and it's fabulous.
Yeah. And it's nice because if you got a really smart cat, you can have the opening smaller. And for the kitties that are just learning how to hunt, they can open it bigger.
Yep.
So,
two winners, type your answers on the Facebook Live.
yes, what is the name of the cat of the 9 that belong to John and Jessica, who are our guests today, that is having a little bit of tiff with B?
I can tell you it's not. Can I say who is not?
Yeah.
No, they can
It's not
rewatch
Dorian.
it though. Remember,
Yeah.
this will be on Facebook for a while.
Right.
Okay.
Hey, real quickly, Kathy, what's your Christmas wish for cats and people?
I want all the cats to have good homes and to be loved and well cared for. And I would love for the cat family that we have to be able to see each other again like we used to. We're a family all over the world, so we miss each other.
How about you, Teresa?
I always wish for peace, joy, and health for us and for our cats.
And what's your Christmas wish for everybody, John and Jessica?
Health for me.
Yeah,
Health.
that's pretty much mine. May you and your cats live long, healthy lives.
Yeah.
And I say amen to all of those wishes. I am blessed to have Casey, Rusty, Mikey, our outdoor cat, Baxter, and our one-eyed Mort. And I think that we have a lot to be grateful for. And I wish everybody a Meowy Christmas and a perfect new year. And next week, the final show of 2020, we're going to have the crazy cool guy, Brian Pearson from CFA. We're doing kind of a feline fashionista show. Check it out. Tell your friends. And until next time,
Merry Christmas.
same cat channel, same cat time. We'll see you on Meowy Hour.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.